Alright,
have all the
recording.
information, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started. Sorry for the late introduction. My name is Michael Dagerfront. I'll be your presiding president this year of the CRA. We have our secretary here, Will Jones, and our current treasurer. We will be holding elections later on at the end of the meeting. I guess Mr. O'Connor did not show up today.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, figures. Anyway, so...
He was going upstairs last time I saw him, so he might be in a meeting.
Okay, I guess you forgot about ours. That's okay. We'll go ahead and talk to y'all about Skills USA a little bit later, but for now, let's go ahead and start off with who we are, what we do. We are the CRA. Y'all probably heard from some of our campaigning multiple times in other classrooms about what we do, why we're here for you, so I'll keep that brief. But ultimately what we want to do is we want to build friendships amongst all of you students this year, and we want to bring everyone more closer together than ever before. Help all of you out. In fact, we have a new program that we're going to introduce, a big brother, big sister kind of thing. Chris, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, this is a really cool idea that we've been talking about a little bit over the last couple of weeks. Basically what it is we've got a lot of new students that came in this semester, and we don't want to leave you guys out in the cold. Okay, the whole purpose of our organization is to make sure that everybody succeeds. And the best way that we can do it is by taking some of the upperclassmen, people like Tommy, who've been here for a while, Will, Sean, who's graduated, but he's coming back, and pairing them up with some of the underclassmen and basically helping you guys in these classes, if you've never had these classes before or whatever, getting prepared for your certification exams, you know, whatever you got coming up, because that's going to be the big thing, is to make sure that you guys get certified. That's what this is all about. So what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks is taking some of our upperclassmen who have got the time and the ability to help out with this Big Brother program. We'll be getting you guys paired up with that. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
That works. I mean, hey, that's the best way I can describe it as well. It's a very intriguing process, but you know what? It's definitely going to help us get our certifications, what we need out of our classes. And remember, this is our biggest concern. First comes school, then comes organization, okay? That's what I'm going to stress this year, is that we want y'all to participate mostly in y'all's classes. Do not come to us if basically you are having trouble. What I'm saying is, don't come to a meeting if you feel like you're stressed, you're put under pressure. Do schoolwork first. That's first and foremost, okay? But we will do our best to help you out when you need it. So come to us when you need us to help you out, okay? We will be there for you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start out with officer elections to kind of move things along and point out what we have open. We have three new officer positions that we're going to be introducing to the table, okay? We have the vice president, which is now currently open. That was my position last year, and since Larry Martin moved on from school, he was a senior last year, that position is now open, okay? And now we have our newest officer position, which is called the Vice President of Membership. The roles of this are basically listed on your roles and duties of the elected CRA officers. Did everybody get one of those forms, or did we not pass those out yet? If anyone is interested, why don't you go ahead and start passing some of these out, okay? This is basically an officer election form to fill out. If you are interested in becoming an officer for our group and you feel like you might have a little bit of extra time on your hands in order to encompass that and work with it, it's very easy to take part in, and we've actually condensed the roles down so that everybody can take part in the school and the organization and make it easier on everybody to do both, okay? For the Vice President of Membership, I'll point out the role of the Vice President of Membership is to see to it that all bylaws and articles of the Constitution set forth by the organization are followed. This is a rule that is amongst every officer. That's going to be for every officer of the organization. We want to make sure that each officer is making sure that the organization is running smoothly. So that's a universal role. The next role is the Vice President of Membership is the third link in the chain of command. The link in the chain of command is actually a new little thing that we've done to kind of create more organization in this organization. it's going to be structured and tiered. We have 3 chain of command links, and basically the final link would be myself, vice president will be the second, and vice president membership will be the third. The vice president actually has a little interesting tiebreaker rule, if you haven't noticed that. That was added this year as well. The vice president vote serves as 2 votes in the event of a tie. So that actually goes above me. We're trying to make it more democratic for everybody to be equal in this organization. In fact, I think everyone is my equal right here. Everyone is important as everybody else here, okay? The next opening is going to be the treasurer. Chris Kilpriest is going to be running for vice president, I believe, this year. And anybody else is welcome to run for vice president, to run against him, okay? We want to encourage camaraderie and participation, all right? But that treasurer position is open. We ultimately would like someone we can definitely trust to run for this position, and someone who has time on their hands to make sure that the balance is budgeted. It's not too hard, it's not too simple. Chris did a lot of the work last year. Let's all thank Chris for doing that. He actually created a documentation for the entirety of our budget so that we can make sure that everything is organized. And we still have a folder of all the documentation from last year as well. So let's go ahead and give him a round of applause for that. Thank you very much, Chris. We really do appreciate the work he did last year. The next position that we have is actually going to be Sergeant at Arms. Eric held this position last year and did an excellent job of doing that. I noticed several times that he kind of kept us going on our meeting track. This year we should have less of that, but we're definitely going to keep that open. The Sergeant at Arms kind of, in a way, to summarize it, basically sees to it that the meetings are flowing, they're basically moving along and staying in order, is responsible for maintaining order in the official meetings, okay? And he will be responsible for following up with a vote of no confidence against any officer. Okay, yes, this is a second semester student officer position. This one would be more for the newer students that came in maybe last year and would like to basically take part in it, but it's open for everybody, okay? It will be responsible for calling the meeting to order and to close. The Sergeant at Arms reports directly to the Vice President, okay? Now, next on our list, we will have the videographer. That's actually going to be above the SGA rep. I kind of put that in the bylaws. I still need to organize this a little bit, but time constraints. But the videographer was held by Will Jones last year. Videographer is very, very simple. That's a first semester, second semester kind of position, but it's open for anybody. What you do is basically set up the camera for the meeting, make sure that it's running and recording, basically what I was doing earlier today, and then you upload it to YouTube. And we have a system that we set up last year that makes it very simple, very quick, and easy to do. This way we can broadcast our meetings to anyone who missed it, anyone who would like to see our meetings, and basically take part in them on their time constraint schedule. Okay? The next position we have open, we would like to encourage everyone to take part in. This is the SGA representative position. We currently still have 2 people on that position, which is Brett Curris and Leon Burrow. And actually, I forgot to mention Ranvan here, who did take part in our convention last year, but I don't think you can do it this year, can you? Not really? No. Yeah, he's got work to do, so we can understand that. Just let us know if you do have work. In fact, that's something else I'll point out. If you don't think that you can do any of these positions, let us know, all right? But the SGA rep, we want as many people to take part in that as possible. But there's one little thing. Unfortunately, in our circumstance, the meetings now are held at Wednesday at 12. So there's a few of us that can make it. Francisco Lopez, for one, can definitely make it because he does not have a class after 12. But if any of y'all do not have a class after 12 on Wednesday, we would like to emphasize and encourage you to definitely take part in the meeting of SGA representative.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I want to also add, if everybody would notice, this lady right here in the middle, Ms. Bammer, she is, she represents SGA. What exactly do you do for SGA?
I'm the student activities coordinator, but I'm in the same little office area as the student government student. And their advisors are Mr. Sorbeck and Paul Rodriguez. What the student what the SGA basically is for is because there's a head, LIT is allowed to have, there's a governing board, so LIT can have all the different student organizations that branch off of that. And so we're allowed to have these kind of meetings of these kind of groups because there is an executive branch. So what their responsibilities are to hold bi-weekly meetings to keep all the organizations on track with what's going on campus and with each other. They need to be providing all the organizations with an opportunity to fundraise, an opportunity to have,
Food Fest, for example.
Food Fest is their fundraiser, to do community service hours, and to be involved in the community. So that's why we do the Mardi Gras Parade, the Food Fest, the beach cleanups, and things like that.
There is going to be a number of events this year, and definitely if you want to find out more about those events, just take a short little trip to the SGA office. They welcome everybody. They're very sweet in there. And they'll have a whole desk full of information packets on basically when the events are, when the SGA meetings are. And I'd also like to point out that every SGA meeting will have lunch provided, pizza and drinks, same as what we're doing here. So it's an opportunity for people who are interested in getting a free lunch and also to find out more about what's happening on campus to definitely take part. It's very simple, it's very interesting, and they actually have people come out to explain certain things. And I'd also like to thank Ms. Bamert for doing the job she does, because she does way more than she even almost needs to in some cases.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thanks for joining us very much. We appreciate having you here. All right, so let's move on. Skills USA. I want to do a very quick summary of Skills USA. Some of you have already been told by Mr. Storbeck. He's our advisor for Skills USA and CNTT program. We're definitely looking for anybody who's interested in competing in competition for that. If you want more information from Skills USA, I would definitely advise to go to him for any information pertaining to that, any competitions you'd like to take part in. You get to go on a 3-day trip to San Antonio to compete in state, and if you win gold level, you go to Nationals, which is in Kansas City, Missouri, during the summer. So it's definitely a fun event for anybody to do. Okay? And I myself, Eric, Chris, Spencer, Leon, and a few others are actually taking part in this. All right? So we got a lot of members this year. And Kim, I think. Kim is interested in doing it. So we've got a lot of people. Now to move on, let's say this. We're going to introduce our news for our upcoming events. We're going to have our our first fundraiser of the year sometime in the middle of February, I would say. Sometime around, I would like to plan it on about February the 14th so we can pass out cake pops for our Valentine's Day. If this is somebody else's first meetings, I'll explain what we do for fundraising. We focus on cake pops. Cake pops sell really, really well and easily. They sell for $1. We make them ourselves, and everybody finds them delicious. And everybody enjoys them. So, we like to sell to administrators, students, everyone, and they'll take it all. So definitely, we've got some plans for where we'll host it. I'm going to get back in touch with the person of where we'll host it. If you want to help out for the very first fundraiser, and I would advise doing this, because this way you can get, basically the points needed to qualify for our reimbursement program in our group. The reimbursement program definitely helps reimburse you 66% on your certification. I will advise that is the best option for you to do that right now. So next, let's go ahead and introduce some of the events I have going on. Well, Skills USA was one of them, but I'd also like to introduce a new prospective project. This is going to be an ongoing project into next semester, but I'm going to start it out and introduce it this time. We're going to take part in NetWriters next year. And next semester, if any of you are familiar, in Cisco, there is a competition, I believe it is, for NetWriters. It basically shows your skill in networking and communications. If anybody likes Cisco and is interested in doing that, you can partner up with a person, practice, and actually take the tests. And the people who actually finish the 3 main parts of the competition, there's like the first regional, then state, then national, I think. And the top 3 groups actually go to the Cisco headquarters in San Jose, California. All expenses paid, and you get to go on a study trip to see what Cisco headquarters is really like. It is an amazing experience for those who do take part in it, and it's very fun. Okay, that's going to be our event that we're working on there. Now, some of y'all who were here last year are probably thinking, this guy been talking about the land party, huh? Well, I'm going to talk about it right now. Definitely, I would like to have us do a land party this year. We tried planning for it last year. We didn't really have enough help, but this year, we have a lot of people. And we have a lot of people who have signed up. You weren't really able to come today, but definitely we're going to have them, help us this year. We're definitely going to put together some more events. So let's focus on getting a land party set up, okay? And by the way, if you haven't filled out one of these forms, I think Chris already pretty much bashed you all over the head with this enough. But definitely, here's our membership sign-up form if you haven't already. But I'm pretty sure everyone did that. So
Give them to me when you're done with them.
Yes, give them to Will when you're done with them. He will take care of them and he'll put them in his file so we can kind of keep a head count of who we have as a membership, okay? And you're also keeping documentation of who's paid, who has not. All right? Now, let's go ahead and mention our elections, okay? Now, I'm sure most of y'all have read over this by now. I want to give people time to kind of read over this, think about it, okay? Y'all can fill these out later after the meeting because I didn't think that y'all had time to kind of work over it. But reading over it, we have these positions open. So I would like to basically start off with the vice president position. Who would like to run for this position? In there. Anybody else would like to run for this position? Anyone? No? Okay, then by default, we have our elected vice president. We will basically, another thing I forgot to mention, we will have a officer orientation meeting. Whenever you are elected, we will basically conduct a short entry interview just to make sure all the requirements are met in becoming an officer. This will be done on me and every other officer starting this year, okay? It will be a very legit run. So let's go ahead and introduce Chris Kilcrease as our new vice president. Thank you very much, Chris, for basically becoming our new vice president. All right, next we will have vice president of membership. Who is interested in running for that position? We have Eric. Anybody else would be interested in running for vice president of membership? Anybody?
Does anybody have any questions about this?
Yes,
this position?
please. Anybody at all have any questions? Yes, Leon.
What does it do, vice president?
What does the vice president membership do?
Membership do, yes.
The vice president of membership is pretty much responsible for being the head person taking care of recruiting for us, promoting camaraderie in our, for our organization. I'll read it off to you. The vice president of membership will assume the duties of the vice president should he not be able to follow through with his commitments. Okay?
If I play
And, huh?
If I play Cal.
Yeah, basically we can just boot his butt and then put him in place. All right? Now, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Let's make sure of that. All right? The vice president of membership is responsible for holding membership drives, at least one per long semester. Kind of what I and Chris did this semester, if y'all met us, okay, doing that. The vice president of membership is responsible for making sure the secretary has updated membership forms and will collect members completed and a copy of the membership forms via JPEG or document format, okay? The vice president of membership will convene a committee for the membership, okay? There will be committee leaders for 3 of these positions. What positions will those be again, Chris?
Vice president of membership, the treasurer, and I think it was just the vice president of membership and treasurer.
I thought it was also secretary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the secretary, the vice president of membership, and the treasurer. That way, they can be assisted in any kind of, committee type events or any kind of committee type drives that we might do, any kind of programs or things that we take part in. Those committee leads will come up and step up to the plate when that time is right. We will not be holding any events or elections for those currently. So, and the vice president of membership will convene a committee, I already said that. The vice president of membership will be responsible for making sure that each underclassman first and second semester has a big brother and big sister. So he'll be in charge of basically bringing together the students in a better fashion. So basically, the way you described it was basically in Kappa Kappa Psi, was it? It was the,
It was the vice president of Brotherhood.
thank you,
We just adopted that idea and changed it to membership.
because we're all members here, we're all an organization, we're all together in this, okay? Does that answer your question, Leon? Okay, very good. So then we have Eric currently. Anybody else who's running for vice president membership at all? Nobody? Okay. Oh, you would like to run for vice president membership?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Then what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna have Eric step up to the plate up here and basically present his cause for why he thinks he should be definitely the vice president membership, okay? And then you'll do so as well, Leon, all right? Do you mind doing that? Very good. Would you like to come up here first, Eric? Thank you very much. I'll make this.
Thank you, President. Welcome to this CRA meeting. The reason why I think I want to run for this position, Vice President of the membership, well, I was just observing. I keep an eye out for many different people and for this organization. I want to make sure that the meeting is ran smoothly, and you know, that's basically it. I want to make sure everything is going smoothly.
Leon, why don't you come on up and present your case, okay?
Yeah, you ready for the next one too?
We do have it available.
You ready, Sergeant at Arms too?
Yep. Well, he's still it currently, but we'll see, okay? All right, go ahead, Leon. Present your case.
All right. I would like to run. Would like to be teamed to run this vice president deal
Of membership.
of membership. And I feel proud. And I feel proud that I'm the only one to agree to this. Now, I would like to take responsibility running this position, and I would do my best to do whatever it takes to be a vice president of this association.
All right. Thank you. That's very good. Thank you very much. All right. So now you've heard both these candidates who are now definitely going to be running for vice president of membership. We're going to hold a election here, so please, if Eric and Leon would step out of the room currently, just temporarily, while we hold our election.
Back here, please.
1 second.
No,
Oh.
just, I have
Oh.
a question.
Yes, good question.
Which one's been here longer for?
Oh, how many semester have you been here? That's actually an interesting question.
It will be my fifth semester.
And Leon?
This is my fourth semester.
Four
overall.
semesters, so we have some very, very,
Oh, is there experience?
oh yeah, very experienced people, okay? So let's go ahead and continue that, and we will hold our election in a second, okay? Thank you, and we'll call you exactly when it's done, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mary. Please step inside. Thank you very, very much. We will now introduce our newest Vice President of Membership, which is now Eric Funk. Eric Funk is now our new Vice President of Membership. And thank you very much, Leon, for running. We appreciate your running. Okay? And definitely another position is open if you are interested, okay? Now,
Leon,
let's
thank
go.
you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Our newest Vice President of Membership is Eric Funk. All right, for treasurer, what position, we have now the treasurer position open. Who would be interested in becoming the treasurer for our organization? We
Which
need
is a second semester.
second semester position, right. So if you are in your second semester or above, you may run for this. Anybody interested at all? If no one is currently interested,
I nominate
Gabby.
You nominate
Tommy.
Tommy? Tommy, I think you have an idea for another position, correct? Yeah. He was talking to me the other day about a position he'd be interested in. You know, whenever I was telling a couple of students about the newer positions that we would have available. All right? So, currently our treasurer position will be open, and I will take care of the duties till then. All right? We will hold another officer election for the treasurer position by the next meeting. So this will give people time to reconsider and think hard if you would like to take this position. So I will leave it as open. Our new secretary, Will. Our sergeant at arms, who was once Eric, we have an opening for that position. Now, who would like to run for sergeant at arms? Of course, big bear arms here. Now, I think we all remember what position that was. That was basically keeping order in the meeting, and I think
That's easy.
let's go with that. All right? Anybody else who would like to run for sergeant at arms? Anybody? Anyone at all? Then our new sergeant at arms will be Tommy Joyner. Thank you very much for running. All right, now we have the new position of videographer. This position is a very easy position. It is very simple to do, and we can definitely help anybody who's interested. This is a first semester position along with SGA rep. So anybody can run for this one. Who would like to take part and become the videographer for our group? Yes.
I would, but I'm not sure my class would interfere with that.
All you gotta do is basically do what we're doing in the meetings. Just basically take charge of the video camera. And, you know, during some of the events that we have, just come around with the video camera, tape us and everything, do a good job with it. That's
Like
good. So
when
you
you have
judge
time-
run?
when you
Yeah,
have
when
time
you have
during
time, of
Food
course.
Fest, if you have a good internet connection at home, you can upload the video files from home. We can get you set up for that. No big deal. And I'm moving
Yeah, I wanna
around.
run.
All right, what's your name?
Charlie, Youngblood,
Charlie Youngblood? I like that last name.
a lot of people.
Anyone else?
Yes, anybody else at all?
As he's writing the name of the board.
No competition?
Oh, yeah, my bad. Why am I? I think about it. I was like, I was writing it out just so I could figure out spelling, and I was like, okay, how do I spell this? I'm writing it out, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm just nominating him for position. Okay. All right. Anybody, before I erase this, we're good? You are now our videographer. Thank you very much, Charlie Youngblood. We will see you and we'll talk to you about what the position requirements are. Okay? And I think you've already read them over. Now, we have another opening for SGA representative. Now, like I said, there is a small little conflict with this, like a class schedule conflict. We will keep this open throughout the semester, so anybody can join up and do it at any point in time. But I would like to basically open it up currently for anybody to take part in right now. Anybody at all?
It should also be noted that the SGA rep holds the...
Wait, hold. Stay!
This is Mary, she's our mother.
She is our mother. She is the organization mother. She takes good care of us. I'll say that.
Anyway, the SGA rep holds CRA's vote at the SGA meetings. I think we have, what, 2
Yes,
votes?
2 votes. We are allowed 2 votes, but you know they basically meet, conglomerate, and take care of that. Now, some of our current SGA representatives might not be able to take care of it. Some of them might be able to. So I'll talk to them afterwards about who will be able to. Another factor is if you are part of another organization and you are currently going to the SGA meetings, by all means, you can still be a part of our group as well as an SGA representative. You don't necessarily have to represent us. I would like to talk to Ms. Bamert about that afterwards and see about that, okay? But otherwise, anybody who does not have a class conflict for this, anybody at all?
Eric says I'm
Appreciate the
stuck.
help.
I'm stuck.
I know you used to go to most of the meetings as well, and I did as well, but unfortunately we can't really make that happen now because our classes go beyond 12 o'clock on Wednesdays, so it can't be helped. But that's not a problem. We'll go ahead and try our best to take part in the SGA whenever possible. And we'll keep a good memo of when their events are and keep in contact with, strict contact with Mrs. Bamert on that case, okay? Thank you very much, Ms. Bamert, for helping us out in that stead. So,
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
bat Michael on the head here. When we were introducing everybody, we forgot to introduce Miss Arnold.
nobody cares about me.
Miss Arnold is our advisor.
I think most people in the room know me.
Well, but not everybody knows that you're the advisor for our group. She and Mr. Pinson are the staff advisors for our organization. We run our organization. They just help us out whenever we need their help. So I just wanted to make sure that got mentioned.
Thank you.
And everything, so.
Gracias, señor.
Everybody gets one with Michael whenever you leave.
Yeah. Punch me on the back or something out here. All right.
Slap upside the head too.
Now, would our new Sergeant at Arms please allow us to close the meeting?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is official. Our now first meeting of the CRA this year is now closed at,
12:45.
thank you, 12:45. We're way beyond schedule, but hey, we actually did it about, let's say about 30 minutes. Yeah, it was a very good, quick meeting. I like that.
I would like to talk to all the officers real quick before you get out of here today.
Yeah, so don't run away, peeps. And if you need any forms, please come to us. We have them up here, and at this point in time, we would like to allow our meet and greet, okay? If anybody would like to meet everybody, let's